Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Math with Dr. War. So I got a request to make a video about factorization. Now on the Tasc test, there's only one standard which talks about factorization, which is identifying the zeros of a polynomials when suitable factorizations are available, and then to use the zeros to construct a rough graph of the function defined by the polynomial. So I've done videos on identifying the zeros of a polynomial, whether it's algebraically, which is what this video is pertain to, and graphically. So let's begin. Factorization is not that difficult. It's basically how well do you know your times table. Now, the best thing about the Tasc test is that it's multiple choice, so you can let the answers help you. So in the first two questions, they want to know what are the factors of, and we have to find the factors of x squared minus 10x minus 24. Now, the negative 24 is what we considered our product. And the negative 10, which I should not write in blue, but I did, is considered our sum. So I am going to go to our answers. So I'm going to take negative 4 and positive 6. Now when I multiply these two, I get negative 24. Great, I got my product. Now when I add them, when you add negative 4 and positive 6, you get a positive 2. So A is not your answer. Now let's go to B. Now when you take negative 4 and multiply it by negative 6, you get positive 24. So B is not your answer because our 24 is negative. Let's look at C. We have negative 12, which we're multiplying by positive 2. When you multiply, you get negative 24. Now let's add them. The signs are different, so I would subtract. I get 10. I want to keep the sign of the larger. I get the negative 10. So notice I got the product and the sum values. My answer is C. Let's try it again. So remember, the negative 20 here is our product. Right here, there's an invisible 1. So that 1x is our sum. If I take positive 5 and times it by positive 4, I'm going to get a positive 20. Our product is negative, so A is not our answer. Positive 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. Great. Now let's add them together. The signs are different. One is positive, one is negative. So when the signs are different, we subtract, which gives us 1, and keep the sign of the larger, it's a positive 1. So notice we got our negative 20 and we got our positive 1. So our answer is B. Now in the third example, they want to know, well, which expression is a factor? So this one's a little bit different because this one only has one factor. So we're going to have to do some work here. So I have x squared plus 2x minus 15. So we got to find our factors. Now, what two numbers multiply to give you 15? 3 times 5. I can also get 15 by 1 times 15. You could also go here. Some people actually go to the answers and let them help you. So you're like, oh yeah, 5 times 3 is 15. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 times 1 is 15. I already did 3 already. But the product is a negative 15, which means one of these has to be negative. When we go to the sum, which is right here, our sum is a positive 2. And that's going to give us some information. Because our sum is a positive, it means whoever is the bigger number has to be a positive, which means that 5 is bigger, it has to be positive, and 15 is bigger, it has to be positive, which means this and this will be negative. I'm going to add these together. Now when I add negative 3 with positive 5, I get a positive 2. So because I got a positive 2, I know this is my factor. So all I have to do is put an x in front here. So that's x minus 3. And then I'm going to put an x here. And my other one is x plus 5. So I'm going to look to see, do I see an x minus 3? Yes. So my answer is A. Notice x plus 5 is not listed. They had an x minus 5. So they're only going to list one of them. You have n squared plus 3n minus 54. So I know that this is my product here. And I know that this positive 3 is my sum. So right here, let the answers help you. So you're like 9 times what? 9 times 6, 9, 9. Okay, 6 times 9. Okay, so it's a 9 and a 6. Now this is negative 54, which means one of these has to be a negative. Which one? So go here and I notice that the sum is a positive number. Because this is positive, the bigger number will be positive and this will be negative. When I add these together, I'm going to get a positive 3. So you're like, yay, I got my sum. So all you have to do now is put the x in front. So this will be x plus 9, and then this will be x minus 6. So I'm sorry. I know I put x. Mathematician in me, we like x all the time. Sometimes they put n's and we don't conform. So you know what I'm talking about. So we're looking for x plus 9. So I see it right here. So my answer is D. Notice your other factor is x minus 6 and it's not listed. They're only going to list one of them. All right, how do we put all of this together? Well, when they ask you to find the zeros. So here you have x squared minus 13x minus 30. Okay, great. So first things first, you want the product, okay? So we want two numbers that when you multiply them gives you the negative 30. So let me write this in the middle here. X squared minus 13x minus 30. So let the answers help you. You're going to have to do more steps before you can figure out the answer. So I see 10 times 3, that's 30. That's good. So I have 10 and I have 3. Notice I didn't put in any signs yet. And then 15 and 2. Now we need a negative 30. So one of these numbers has to be a negative. So let the sum help you. So because the sum is negative 13, it means that whoever is the bigger number will take that negative. So this will be negative and this will be negative, which means this will be positive and this will be positive. Now we're going to sum them. So remember, when you add them, you're trying to get negative 13. If I add this, I'm going to get a negative 7. So this is not my answer. If I add this, I'm going to get a negative 13. So you're like, great, I found my factors. So you're going to put an x here, and you're going to put an x here. Now remember, you're not finished. Now because you want the zeros, you're going to have to take the opposites. You want the opposite. So I'm going to write x here equals, now the opposite of negative 15 is positive 15. The opposite of positive 2 is negative 2. So you're looking for 15 and negative 2. So your answer is number 4. So when you find the zeros, you first have to factor them, and then by looking at the numbers that are connected with your x, write the opposites. I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to give you an easy way to get the answer and not be bogged down with too much mathematics and to give yourself a headache. All right, let's try it again. So we have here x squared minus 2x minus 24. So we're going to let our answers help us. So 8 times 3 is 24. Great. We can use 8 times 3. And 6 times 4 is 24. Great. 6 times 4. But our 24 is negative, which means one of these going to have a negative. We look at our sum, and our sum is a negative as well, which means whoever is the bigger number is going to get the negative, which means this is a positive. Now let's add them. Now if you add -8 with a +3, that gives you -5, which means this is not your factors. -2. And all you have to do now is to stick an X here and an X here. And to get your factors, you want the opposite. So this would be a +6, and this would be a -4. So you're looking for a +6 and -4, so your answer is 3. Now, some people might find this difficult. Remember, as you're taking your Tasc test, your aim is to pass it. Your aim is not to get every question correct. So if you see this on the Tasc test and you can remember these little tricks, great. If you can't remember these tricks, just choose a letter, whether it's A, B, C, D. Pick your favorite letter and then move on with your life. Your aim is not to get all the questions on the Tasc math test correct. Your aim is to get at least half of them, at least half. So if there are 50 questions, you're trying to get 25 or higher. So I know that a lot of times people are on the Tasc test and they see a problem, they get all stressed out. Don't get stressed out. There are other problems that are going to come down the line. Pick your favorite letter, bubble it in, choose it, whatever you're doing, and move to the next problem. I see students stress themselves out on one problem and got 40 more to go. So I hope that will help you. In all, if you like the content, please like the video, please subscribe, please share, especially if you know anyone who is taking their Tasc examination. Remember, the Tasc is being phased out in December 31st. A new test is coming in January. So do share. I'm going to be making videos every day. So this is like an extra video. Just saying, this is just an extra video. And if your test is coming out, good luck. I'm wishing you all the best. Have a great day.